Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Coro, and today we'll be playing some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Last episode we were doing a bonus case episode where we were investigating like someone's sister who is a prosecutor, and she was found at the scene of the crime where she allegedly murdered a lawyer. There was a whole story. I haven't played this in like a week, so I forgot some details, but yeah, we should play some more of this. Um Episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. I'll try and finish this entire episode today if I can, but we'll see. I do have an energy drink, so I shouldn't be as tired right now. But yeah. Hold on one second, sorry. Let me just... This will be real quick. One second. Okay. Oh, I forgot voices. Okay, I'll try and do some voices. Okay. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Oh, I forgot her voice. You know what? Let's just do. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, you ready to accept my fate? Yeah, I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is... You're not a defense attorney. You're a prosecutor. I believe it's time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Alright, let's do this. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. Oh yeah, I'm all on my own this time. I'll be alone in there, so I'll have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole time. I did this voice for Maya, but I don't know what voice I should do for Emma, so I'm just doing a Maya voice. Okay. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Alrighty. Court is in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth? I know I helped you in this episode. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since this trial. I hope that no personal feelings will be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, the murder was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car. That's what I remember. Okay. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not of anyone else. Mr. Wright. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to a crime, a professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Right, the lady who's selling bento lunches. Yeah. Alright, Miss Star. Have I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? This is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts. I always thought that caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What in the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me, the name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running the lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Oh, she was a detective. Why did she go selling lunches then? What? Miss Star was a detective? I know who you are. Cough up. The cough-up queen, Queen Angel Star. Your Honor, long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. Alright, let's get started. Oh, okay. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for the visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep the visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. The parking lot with Edgeworth's car, okay. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on the principle, Your Honor. It seems like some poor losers are willing to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Alright. Let me... Actually, I want to try... I want to start saving Stardust. Because... Yeah, I want to start saving. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was a finely honed detective intuition at work. Oh. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her hand, and she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. How did... Okay. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. As you see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Okay, I should save now, actually. Hold on. Let me oversave. my... Oh, no, not that. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Yes, this one. Save this one. Okay. Alright. So you knew this day would come. You're on your way to deliver lunchbox to your boyfriend when you sent something. What do you mean you sent something? You sent something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like how you would say, oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets, a greenhorn. Then that must be hard, yellow, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the note of an old cheese to match. In any case, in that law, I felt something staring in the back of my mind. Okay, so nothing of that. Wait, can I present? We have the bloody murder weapon. Traces of victim's blood. We have the... I don't care about that. Death due to loss of blood. Okay, so he died due to a loss of blood. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Give me a call. Let me look at the call real quick. Can I see what the call was about? Okay, so I guess I don't have to see what this is about. The parking lot with Edward's car. Yeah, that's... I did not mean to... Oh, frick. Hold on. I did not mean to press that. Let's... go back to my last load. Okay, yeah, I did not mean to press that. Oops. I was trying to check this, not present. There's a difference. Alright. You knew this day would come. Finish the garnish car. Holding a knife in the right hand. This knife? No prints, okay. The pointy tips knife of the Goodman's chest. Alright, let me just press on some things. Ha! You're on the way to deliver lunchbox to your friends. You saw him. Okay, let me press on this. By garnished car, you mean... It's the Edgeworth's car, yes! Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victims was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. We're dealing with Mr. Edgeworth here, and he's something more substantial than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? Holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife this suspect was carrying. Well, I say the blade was about 4 inches long, is it? Let me check. Is it 4 inches long? And I can't tell. I mean, there's clearly blood on it. Yeah, there's clearly blood on this. Okay, there's nothing I can do about this. I did not mean to fucking go back on this. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it's easier than boiling an egg from an egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad was said would have been a much better metaphor. The defendant was holding a knife. What then? Day of the murder. Work up the parking lot. Enter at 5:12 p.m. There's no time. Okay, there's no time about this. 4 p.m. You start through the wire fence. So the car was over there, and then you start through the wire fence. Maybe we can do this? Let's try this. Oh, frick. Go back, go back! Hehehe. No. Let's see. He thrusted a knife in the... Okay, let me check what this is. Tell me the quote why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. What do we do? Is it? Is my sister guilty? Just keep, okay. Don't spell like that! How do you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of a crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to strategy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at the whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I haven't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? Just fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. You're on your way? This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. Oh, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. I really did this one, but I'm gonna go through this because we had to restart. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly state that the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. I thought that was inspiring. I believe I heard that tagline somewhere. Could you cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post at the lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Oh. A photograph. You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with the camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. witness. Why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of the criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Okay. The moment of the crime as photographed by Angel Star. Uh-oh, there's an unmistakably Lana Sky. So what is the defendant doing at the time? Holding a knife in the right hand. This one? Objection! And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes! I saw it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure there's a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at the photograph. This is the photograph that you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Mr. Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still the stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This is taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to sit there and take that kind of abuse? No. You got a bad idea? Let's object. Save. Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in the testimony, namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunches, you'll order second. If you order seconds, problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Objection! Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing gloves. Wow! That is true. Those gloves seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. It was proven, huh? What is it proven? Okay. Okay, if it's proven... What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsy. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came into the crime scene, he came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one could make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Aggressives, I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star. This is bad. She's got them thinking it was all planned. If she could prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I need to present something to this one. So I'm gonna save real quick. And then go through a bunch of presents. Let's see. What about... This one? Okay, it's not. Not this one. Got it. No, not that. Okay, if it's not that, then what about... this one? Nope. Not that one. This? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Yeah, this is my knife. What's in this case? The bloody murder weapon is a red car belonging to the prosecutor there. The defendant is the chief prosecutor for this district, right? Mommy, the prosecutor's bad, people! The defense has a request. We ask that the witness prove an accurate testimony. What's that, Rookie? In your testimony, you state that Lana Sky planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like natural conclusion to me. Those gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh! The knife had just happened to be in the trunk of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Oh! Yeah, why didn't she take it with her? Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning into our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned, not over such trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Ugh. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one that seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Oh! The defendant, Lana Sky, is a The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That's the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're in the clever now? But you should know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you! My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Okay. Her new testimony. Got it. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Wait. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It sounds like a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? What the fuck? Where did this come from? That logic is not... Okay, then. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. I have a question. Angel Star. Let me see real quick. I have a question, Angel Star, that might overlap with your testimony. You say nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in and again and again. But this autopsy report states one knife wound. One knife wound. Why'd you say again and again when the autopsy says there's only one knife wound? They died from loss of blood, not from multiple stabbings. So I think you fucking lied. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? And I'll test you. With my moss surprise. Ew. I'm afraid the moss is going under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from 1 stab wound. You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. I said that, not Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk! He's my hero, really? What about my objection? Yeah, I said it first, not Edgeworth. No one noticed? Well, witness? You've got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When you looked at the knife, I thought I saw blood at the breast. Splattered blood from a victim. That's why I thought she could have stabbed him at least twice. Oh my god, are you kidding me? You're lying! Then tell us that what you saw that... Wait, then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Oh my god, she's so annoying. Her red muffler looks like blood to me, and that's how gassy the whole scene was. Oh, I'm stuck with this one now. Let me save real quick. Her red muffler looks like blood to me. That's how gassy the whole scene was. Do I make present for that? The red muffler? What the fuck is the red muffler? Maybe I present this? Objection! Oh yes, okay. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. Yeah, she was wearing a coat. And she was wearing a coat. And you've proven it yourself. With this photograph. Yeah, she was wearing a dress and a coat, not a muffler or a scarf. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there! A scarf! No, not that, but something red, really! Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, the witness. Continue testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Ugh. Very well. I do remember some things, accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might be the moment of truth. Okay, I lost one, I think. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made me to escape. But I guess Angel Star resistance is futile. You're quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is kind of a snake. Don't bother me with such details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly, a predator. This one, a leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may your cross-examination, if you will. You apprehend the suspect. Let me save this real quick. Alright, so after the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to her side. Let me check this real quick. She tried to... So, you were at B, and you saw the killing at A, then she tried to run to the side, okay. You quickly caught her, explained her rights, and arrested her on the spot. Then you arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why you're confused, and then she probably... Okay. Where is this muffler that you were mentioning? Let me test some things first. So where's this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means the wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Alright. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press on for some more details. Let's save real quick. Let me save for the third one, actually. Let's press her. How far away was she when she witnessed the murder? I guess I could just look at the picture to find out. Very well, you may continue with your testimony. Oh, okay. You mentioned the muffler. You mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember correctly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her was say the word muffler. Is that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Oh, I am asking further. Hold on. Let me do this one. I am asking further details. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? Memory. Like a salmon heading upstream, you see? No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor's first attempt was to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. So she used her own cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should of course add this to your testimony. Things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Okay. Updated in the... Okay. The muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. Let me check something real quick. Alright, what if I press this? Let me save real quick. So, can I press on... I'm not press present on this? Objection! Okay, not that, okay. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Ahaha, I was gonna ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and she ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over that... And during that time, you climbed over that chain link fence. Then when I bully grabbed her arm, the prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Wait, I have a question. Wait, I have a question. You say you caught her as soon as you saw her, but in your other testimony, you said you took a picture of her as soon as you saw her. So which is which? Wait, which one do I present? Which six? Is this one? No, not that one. It's the other one, probably. It's, this one? Not that, wait. Objection! Is it not that one either? What? Maybe this one? No, oh my god. Objection! How is it? Okay. It's... I know this is probably in one of these.
Objection!
Oh my god, okay. Hmm. Huh.
Objection!
Oh my god, this is getting annoying. Why don't I pick a different one? This one?
Objection!
Hmm. Wait. How could you see it if she was hiding behind the wall and you're all the way at the B zone? The wall would have been blocking it off, but how could you see it? Suspicious, suspicious.
Objection!
Oh my god, how is that not right? Okay, let me do this real quick. Let me oversave this part. Okay.
Hold it!
Okay. I'll just go through this over again. Okay. Okay, let me restart this. Let me try to do this now.
Objection!
How is it not? Okay.
Hold it!
Did I do this one? Yeah, I think I did this one already. Presser. I like to see the floor plans. I like to see this. Oh, I think I pressed ignore. Okay. I like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? Oh, okay, about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Star? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link in the fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing, the Coffin Queen lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time. Oh my god. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gone to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. How did Miss Guy not get away? Okay, let me save now.
Objection!
Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you'd be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? Huh, I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's take a look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Guy making that phone call. That's what I said earlier. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was at the back of this partition. Indeed, if you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Wow! That is true. It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Arrgh! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told to the court. Here's where the counter-attack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong! The witness has lied about... Let me save this real quick. The witness has... Actually, I'll let you do it over here. The witness has lied about... what she saw, where she saw. What she saw? No. What she saw? She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Guy using that emergency phone. It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical. Oh, okay, wait, let me go back to that one. Oops, wrong one. Where she saw it. Miss Guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Guy using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? No, that's pointless. No, that's a pointless lie, even if I heard her for one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask you a question to a clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we heard right now has led to this one point. The place from where Miss Starr witnessed the crime was here. Oh, I can't do this. Okay. Wait a minute. The only place you can see was over here. That's how she would see it. Over here. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed. The security room is the underground parking lot, well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have to be able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are too many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. She could only the only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony, you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? You think the tables couldn't be turned? Today, man has got the better of Angel Star. Order. Witness? What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Guy? Mr. Wright? Doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? This doesn't make sense. Huh? You could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells it all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If the witness is found to be guilty, if the witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what was her reason, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star witnessed this crime from the security guard station, but she lied and said she was saw from the B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Let me tape again. What change would probably be the view of the angle of the crime, distance crime. Would it be the distance? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. I could notice, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. Oh, okay, never mind, it's not that one. Let me go to it. It's not that one, it's probably the angle view to the crime. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime, and this is important. Why? Oh, let me go back to my old save. It's the last one? It's the difference in lighting? Really? It's the difference in lighting. Lighting? What does that mean? Well, it means, see the security guard level station is on the second level, so, she would have to see the crime in bad lighting conditions. This is one why. Oh, it's... Oh, wait, hold on. I got it right the first time, okay. I got it right the first time, but Phoenix just Edgeworth confused me.
Objection!
You confused me, that's why. I don't see how that would change. How could she see?
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take for her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Star, you witnessed the crimes from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime when you arrested Miss Guy? Well, witness, you... Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch to a fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. You went all the way there? You went all the way like that to the B block? That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in the B block. It's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? Because she was running. This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. And that spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something! Do I have any evidence to stop this? Probably. Let me save real quick, though. I'll save this one. Yes!
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could have made pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta to knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank? Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do in 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act that way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. Well then, it seems to come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and the blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have underestimated this witness on the account of her professional history. We screwed that cat shut, Mr. Wright! That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned, and with that, the court is adjourned. So, her testimony was inaccurate. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to voice off me! I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might have been able to save you. I have decisive evidence. Why do you keep bringing stuff up later on? Is this another one of the trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness' determination, I allow one more testimony. Let's hear about the decisive evidence. Like Lunchland motto says, you will be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out of a lunchbox this time? Oh my god, again. Wait 1 second. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, I'm back now. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Do not bring this up. The 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched the defendant of Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Uh-huh. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Objection!
Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I have heard of this evidence? Simple, as I already said. I don't trust you all with the evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Did I mention I have 3 boyfriends in forensics? In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is sure celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is still looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law. Really? The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another account against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Okay, the white animal shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Coro, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, again. Give you a freaking decisive evidence. Okay, you should have mentioned those 5 minutes when you're looking at the crime scene, and now the matter of the victim's shoe. Did you not bring this up? Two tests of blood were found in the shoe. One was, of course, with the victim. The other would match the defendant. The shoe pro. Wait, how? How is Lana Sky? Okay, whatever. Let me press something. Let me press some stuff. Why did you lie about the first of those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile law known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you find monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it? What false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. Yeah, you're not bringing that up. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in the court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with the little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there are 2 types of blood found on the shoe. How did Lana get blood though? She wasn't stabbed. You can't say for sure that the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie. Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types: A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person, or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten a DNA test result. But they said there was very little doubt they could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Goodman. I was afraid he was gonna say that. I don't know about this one. Hold on. Let me save real quick. I'll represent this. No, I didn't mean to do that. I present it real quick. Present! Okay, nope.
Objection!
Nope. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch who snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that were to happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchboxes bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. He's in hot enough water to make it a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, Do you not have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with this victim's shoe? Uh-huh. There is a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'll give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What contradictory about the victim's shoe shows the problem with this evidence? Is it the heel? I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. Makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe? Can I save? Okay, can't save. Could it be... Could it be the picture? The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why wasn't there any bloody footprints found at the crime of the scene? Oh yeah! There isn't any bloody footprints. There is only blood on her coat. As you can see, there was no traces of clutch footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they? Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and we found nothing of the sort. Order. Well, witness. What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. Well, it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then what? But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright. Think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just as good as finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. Well, what are you talking about? Think back when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. I thought that was a strange thing for being normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason why she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and that one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Oh. That's why. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Did she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? Well, that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason in prolonging this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. Let me save real quick. What? Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. You could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh, me? You say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side. Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid the evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. And a lunchbox, another lunchbox, called evidence. Oh, wait, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare me, the cough-up queen. Look at this. Oh! A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo! Hey, it's clearly wet! Erasing the last trace of doubt from the mind's court. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning, and it seemed like this is what your sister wanted anyways. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself off the asphalt and take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection! Talk your talk, Phoenix. Your Honor, wait. What's it with you people? Can't I hand out my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. This last one submitted. This is the trial. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So right. Are you saying that there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us the court the problem in this photograph. Is it the shoe? Wait, or is it the knife over here? Wait, no. Wasn't the knife found in the trunk of the car? Like, in the trunk? Is it the knife? Is it this? Well, it's probably here, don't you think? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, not the knife, sorry. It was the water or the shoe. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait! There's oil running over here. Here? The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said the muffler. However, I see no trace of muffler or scuff in any kind of this photograph. A muffler is also part of the car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as the part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Well, is it the photo? Well, Honor, how do you feel about that? Oh, actually, I don't have a... No, what is it? Muffler, wherever I heard that word. Is it this one? Why do you think this piece of cloth is... Is it the phone? Oh, the one muffler was hand... Oh yeah, this one. Miss Star, recall your testimony for the court. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why I had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ah, yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned... Was it actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of evidence cloth is violent evidence. Oh, wow! Oh! Well, it seems like we have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? If I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth, we'll leave any question unanswered here. We do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Phew! That was close. But we made it for at least now. The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry after eating all that food? Yep, let's save the first one actually. One second. Okay. Mr. Wright! What? Are the trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up the bottom of the lake about to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in a quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. She probably has something to do with that piece of cloth. Oh, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Or our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, pata! Oh, hola, partner. They say you sure a red cloth to a bull and it fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! So I come here to take a look to see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in the enemy territory. That's hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyways? All the police have seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people comprende? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. He wasn't even wearing a scarf. Gulp, gulp, gulp. You don't say. Now don't that just beat it all. Huh? I've seen the red-haired breeze blow her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At least at the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Oh, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner? Sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you some with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. Okay, we're back in court, I think. Yep. I have to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Edgeworth. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, like your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continue on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. Seems the prosecutor is quite besides himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Huh? Who's there? Who are you? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose to 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Let me think of a voice for him. Oh, sorry I'm late, Auntie. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Auntie. How have your pants swam much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smithy, Auntie. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. That's... Auntie? Auntie? Seems to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. I'm sorry, but who are you? Oh, well, you're right-o. The attorney heard good things about you, son. Yeah, thanks. So sorry about Lil Worthy giving you all the trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime, jolly. Lil Worthy? Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gans, Damon Gan. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what we owe this honor to today. It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here, sir. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime scene occurred, this guy was really wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into the exhaust pipe on the little Worthy's car, no less. Oh my god, can you proceed? It's really quite embarrassing even for us. What's this? What you call a switchable blade knife? Quite perplexing, this.
Objection!
Teeth. What kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of information? I mean, evidence. If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? I'll look at this document. It says, where it says, person in charge of investigation. It's no mistaking that signature there. Is there Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got the award. I know how you feel, but you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I have seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. The court accepts this new piece of evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes, just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. But the blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is press that switch. If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry and open it! Alright, fine, fine. Oh, he's okay. Don't press the switch blade knife. What? Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at the knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain, blood? Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? And about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife. Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. Okay. Chief of Police, let's hear your testimony. This knife is special, but I can't say how, where, unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. You see, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. But wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understood the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Okay, I'll try. So, how is this knife special? Excuse me, a special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto. I can't say that for now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something, a muffler. Why weren't you in any shape to do the investigation? Something happened in the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Miss Wright, told my boy. Slurp, sharp, hungry. Oh, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You are busy with the Lana case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Okay. On the same day a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. Ah, that's a fact. Surprisingly, isn't it, G? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested them, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto? I suppose it could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. The kid's sharp. Oh, okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Alright. One thing, how the victim was killed, when the victim died. How was the victim killed? I think is the most important. Well, how was the detective killed? How was it killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we, of course, called a stabbing with a knife. Oh, we already knew that. Oh my, how that? A knife? That's the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There was more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Okay. Wait. Ugh. Wait. Okay, when was the victim? What? Okay, when was the victim killed? Oh, wait, where the victim was found? Tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can't say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn more about this evidence room. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that the department can't... There's a lot of things that go on at the department that I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling in place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's in hand that stopped me all this time. So, how were things down at the department? Wait, did you see this already? Oh yeah, I already saw this, okay. Oh, we already saw this, okay. This one, maybe?
Objection!
Wait a second. At last, an honest goodness objection! This knife. This has something... Wait, this has to have something to do with Mr. Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! God, an honest to goodness. What do you mean from Udgy? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7. 12 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside down? The printed name on the memo makes it looks like it's right side up. But if you turn around, what do you get? Yeah, SL92. Oh, SL9. Ah! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that was written on the knife's tag. Hold on. Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? Ah, what is this guy playing? The knife was evidence. This one? Let's see. Let's try this one now. Wait a second, I've heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy we just got handed our ticket to go town in this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gan to testify about the details. Do I do this now? Let's see. Where the victim was found. Yeah, this has already been done. Chief, the defense position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Ah, you don't say! Well, out with it, Wright, so what's a connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet at all. Can we get to the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial. It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? Okay. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might have to try and get what we need out of him. Let's try the victim's ID number. Okay, so how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We'll keep a tight lid on the ID number, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Wow, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. It tells me something, of course. Of course it tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does, I think. Meaning... that has to be what I think it is. But what does it mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Oh yeah, 5-8. Here it is. Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just that I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Okay, Edgeworth. Okay, Edgeworth. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID here. Oh, this is yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personal ID is a top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5? Yeah, all that. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that startled me with A2. Forgotten. You get the first number right again. The ID number the chief of police gave us was... yeah, that. Wait a second, Wright. What does this... mean? What I want to know. 2 ID numbers are identical, and in other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence was Bruce Goodman. What does a witness think about that? Oh, Sharp is attacked. Righto. Sharp is attacked. Oh, wait. Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yeah, a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the same time, which means someone is lying. That's impossible. So what we are saying is the same person was killed at the same time in a completely different location. Someone is lying around here, I think. Order. Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now, wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait! I said wait! Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're all yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Well, wait! It was that little guard man that gave him the... yeah, that one. I remember that. Excuse me, but this is Mr. Edgeworth and we're at the premises. I'm right here, sir, at the chief, requesting the chief of the report, sir. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But the officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth. The victim's name is written on the top... right on the top report. Ugh. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if the officer was capable of making that connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of your duty on your part, Worthy. Sir, he could have submitted the report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I... No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Oh, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to use in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Ugh. The connection was just proven by Wright over there. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No. Okay. Okay, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. You made a mistake. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. With all those rumors? You weren't even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of this, of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time, really! You have my profound apologies, sir. Mr. Poor Edgeworth? I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I'll grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, I hope for your sake it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Yes. Let's save. Okay, everyone, I am going to end this chapter. No, this episode here. I'm gonna save this for another time this week. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I enjoyed this part of the case. We found out that apparently Lana's guy had a muffler that she was found at the crime scene, and this was very interesting. I'll play some more later this week, and I'll see everyone next time. Bye, everyone.